Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. As my lessons continue to work through the ABRSM Grade 6 Music Theory Workbook, I now turn my attention to question 3A, Exercise 8. In this particular question, we are required to compose a short traditional style melody, and in this particular exercise, we are required to compose a saraband for flute. We begin in the key of E minor and we are requested to modulate to the dominant by the end of the composition. Whilst being aware that a single melody line still implies harmony, we must also bear in mind the particular characteristics and restrictions of the instrument for which we are composing, and also we need to maintain the given style, in this case a saraband, following the style of the given opening. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel if you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill. You can find the full lesson there, and you can find the links to this lesson in the cards and in the description box below. After this short little video, you can see sample examples taken from the full lesson, and this shows you how I work with you step by step, note by note, explaining everything that you need to fully understand to successfully complete the question. Everything you need to understand this advanced level music theory can be found in my Harmony and Composition textbook. This book is available from Amazon, and you can find links to this in the cards and the description box also. Enjoy your studies. The lowest note is middle C for flute. There are some flutes that have a B flat joint which sort of extends the range by a tone. However, that's not the norm. And then it extends from this middle C, an octave to C, and then an octave again. However, it's not good to be composing at the extremity of the instrument, and also it wouldn't be appropriate because we need to stay kind of within the range and the style that's been given to us. Now, a saraband, let's think. If we can be aware of what a saraband is, that will help us. If in exam time we're presented with something that we've not come across before, we can still kind of get the gist of what's going on by following what's given to us. But if we're aware of what we are composing, that will help us. A saraband is a dance. It's a sober and steady dance, kind of with a degree of nobility. It was originally developed in Spain and became very popular in Europe. It's G. Now I want to end on a chord 5, and I want to end probably on a D sharp. And actually, if I just come down, instead of being arpeggiated there, if I just come down in step, that will get me to a D sharp, which is a nice strong chord 5. So here, B to F. Well, B could be a chord 1 or a chord 5, couldn't it? That's definitely chord 5. Back to a sort of a chord 1. Just sort of a little blip up with an auxiliary note. Or that could be chord 1. And if we think that's chord 1, that's chord 5, that's an accented passing note. So, none of that particularly matters. It's just if you're aware of what harmonies you're implying, what's going on in the melody line, then you know it's going to work. Maybe. However, because I sort of opened out the phrase here by extending the interval, I'm going to do the same thing again. So I'll go back to the E, G, but go to a C. So that's a chord 1 again. In actual fact, I have used a chord 6 or a chord 4, you could think. It's common to both. So we're still within useful primary chords. If it was going to some chord 3 note, then we know we're heading into obscure territory and that's not going to work. So, da da da, extend that. Now we need to start getting into B. Now, I think because we're here, let's aim to end on this B. Now then, when you're in a minor key, of course the 7th should be raised. We always raise the 7th degree, but in a minor key, it creates an awkward augmented interval, which is why we use the melodic minor scale. So if we raise the 6th and the 7th, it gets rid of that awkward augmented second that occurs in the harmonic minor form. And in actual fact then, we have kind of a nice ambiguity, because it could be B major really, couldn't it then? We don't want anything too great going on. So I think just let's let it open out a little bit here and let it open out a little bit here, so that by here it's forte. Of course, in your version, you won't need to have all these little chord annotations. That's just me showing my thinking. So then your dynamic shading will show up nicely. Dum, ba, da, dum. So I'm just going to check I've got the right number of beats per bar. 3, 1, 2, 3, dum, da, dum, dum. And I think that will suffice.